When the hall is filled by the emotions of the music, whose emotions are they? First of all, some important facts about emotions. The basic emotions and their expression are the same for all people on Earth. There is no such thing as a Chinese smile or a German smile. The basic emotions are genetic. They are in place before birth. The smile can be seen in the face of the fetus, but it is not a learned expression, for it has never seen a smile. It has been speculated that if you could go back to the age of the cave painters in Spain and France and adopt a newborn infant and bring it to a family living today, that child would grow up as a normal child. The significance of this is that Bach, Mozart and Beethoven should be considered identical to us in their emotional makeup, and should not be thought of as people from some distant period. If a conductor identifies a certain emotion in some passage in Mozart, it is very likely to be identical with what Mozart himself felt. Can everyone relate to Beethoven's rage over a lost penny? It is important to remember that the composer had the feeling first, before writing notes on paper. The challenge for the conductor is to try to understand what the composers felt, not what they wrote. After the composer puts feelings on paper in the form of music notation, the burden is then on the performer to faithfully convey this to the listener. Let us say a pianist is going to perform a Beethoven sonata. The notes are on paper, but the duty falls to the pianist to create the emotion, for the composer is no longer here to represent himself in person. The pianist must become Beethoven. For an orchestra or band, this duty falls to the conductor, who must cause the ensemble to join in representing the composer's feelings. What happens next was discussed by Wagner. Wagner said that a kind of general, core form of the emotion extends to the players and in turn is what leaves the stage toward the audience. In an audience of 2,000, it is assumed everyone will understand this general form. If the music is sad, no one will find it happy. But this core form of the emotion then enters the ears of the individual and is sifted through that individual's personal experience with that emotion, and it is then heard in a personal meaning in the right hemisphere of the brain. This is one of the unique aspects of music, that it communicates in both a general and an individual language of feeling at the same time. Since music makes no sense without a listener, then the answer to the question, whose emotions are they, is you. The emotions you perceive are your own. It is your emotions as a listener that give meaning to music. Are we minimising Beethoven? No, for communicating with you was his very purpose in composing. This is the power of music, that the experience goes directly from composer to listener. The listener does not have to know anything about music, for understanding music as a language of feeling is in your DNA.